like to call the Board of Adjustment for the City of O'Fallon to order tonight for the July 9th, 2025 meeting. Do we have roll call, please? My mic is not on. The green light is. It says it's on. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Okay. I'll start over. I'll call the meeting to order for the July 9th, 2025 meeting for the City of O'Fallon Board of Adjustment. Can we please have roll call, please, Ethan?
Chairperson Patton.
Present.
Board Member Robin.
Present.
Board Member Thomas.
Present.
Board Member Graham.
Present.
Board Member Reinsch.
Present.
Alternate Board Member Hartzell.
Excused.
Alternate Board Member Wilkinson.
Present.
Did you call Anthony? Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, thank you. If everybody could please stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Everybody please be seated. Next on the agenda, we have the staff oath. If everybody on the staff could please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the information you're going to provide to us tonight is the truth?
I do.
Okay, see everything in the affirmative. Next, we have the approval agenda. Take approval on that. Say yes vote, or everybody agree with that? Are we doing the yes vote on that, or are we doing the screen?
We have slide.
Slide for that. Okay, if everybody please vote to approve the agenda.
Voting's closed.
Okay, thank you. Next, we have the approval of the minutes for the April 9th, 2025 Board of Adjustment meeting. Any changes, corrections? If not, we'll take a vote. Please vote on your.
Voting's closed.
Okay, all right, that is passed. Next, go to old business. We have none, so we're going to new business. And first item is number 19-007, 36730 Lone Star Court. Sunrise Property Group is the property owner. Okay, there he is. What would you like to tell us?
All right, good evening, everyone. So this may look familiar to some of the board members who've been on here for a few years. It's been a temporary variance that's come before the board several times, most recently in 2022 for a 3-year period. This time around, we are recommending that there not be a specific time period placed on it. Rather, it just continue on essentially until the property use were to change or the tenant were to move out. But the site itself is 30 Lone Star Court. Used to be a concrete plant. And since it used to be a concrete plant with stockpiles for materials, the majority of the site is unpaved. And that is what they are requesting, a variance to allow parking and maneuvering of vehicles on an unpaved surface, in this case, gravel. The owner would like to keep it as is in case it were to go back to being a concrete plant sometime in the future. Paving, that does not really work well with that type of use. It is a heavy industrial district, and not paving the lot shouldn't have a negative impact on the surrounding properties. The petitioner has used this site for quite a few years now, and there hasn't been any issues. And then the limits of the gravel area, they've said, will not be enlarged as well. And due to the limited amount of traffic on the site, staff sees no detriment in allowing a deviation from the required surface material in this instance. Staff is recommending approval. However, like I mentioned previously, we are not recommending a time frame be placed on it this time. Rather, the condition would say this variance pertains to the use of the property conducted by the applicant. If the land use on the property changes or the current tenant ceases operations on the site, the variance shall no longer be valid. Any questions on this one?
I have no questions. Anybody on the board have questions? No.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. All right. Do we have anybody to speak for this agenda item tonight? Did you want to come forward, please? Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the information you're going to provide to us tonight is the truth?
I do.
Okay, please state your name and address for the record.
My name is Dawn Moore, and I live at 9 Deer Court, Winsville, Missouri.
Okay, what would you like to tell us?
I'm the owner of the property and also representing Auto Truck Group in this request for a variance, and I'm here to answer any questions you may have.
Okay, I pretty much don't have any questions. Does anybody on the board have any questions? Okay, I think we're good.
Perfect.
Is there anybody else to speak for? Thank you. Okay, is there anybody else to speak on this agenda item tonight? Okay, please state your name and address for the record.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. My name is Arnie C., AC Dinoff, City Public Advocate, mailing address P.O. Box 1535, O'Fallon.
Okay, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the information you're going to provide to us tonight is the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Please proceed.
Thank you very much. The Auto Truck Group, they've been appearing before you for a number of years. If you recall the previous discussion, a lot of you are new members. So I believe that the discussions were that this was a temporary solution or a temporary stop. They were going to pave the parking lot or make the necessary improvements to meet the M4 requirements with the Missouri Department of Natural Resources and the City of O'Fallon M4 discharge of surface water. This is unfair to other businesses to follow the rules and follow our codified ordinances. I believe the chairman was the biggest mover, that this was a temporary stop and a temporary variance, and that there would be a permanent solution that would be brought forward by the Auto Truck Group. They're merely taking vans and storing them on the lot for a certain period of time. They're not large vehicles. They're not overweighted vehicles. They're not going to tear up a concrete surface or a blacktop surface. Chapter 89 of the Revised Seat Statutes of Missouri is very clear. In my opinion, the applicant has not even testified or stated in their submitted documents any continued hardship. The definition of a hardship is intolerable levels of hardship, something that causes or entails suffering or privation to an owner of a property or to that. We have codes for a reason. And so, as I said, the discussion for the last previous years, if you go back to the meeting minutes of this Board of Adjustment and the meeting minutes of the various members, this was only a temporary solution. And so here we are now trying to give them a free pass and tell them, guess what? You get it for perpetuity or for indefinite time period. I think they need to comply with the law and comply with our ordinance and make the necessary capital improvements to bring their property up to our city standards. Therefore, I oppose this application. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Next, do we have any discussion from the board? No? If not, we'll vote on this agenda item.
Voting's closed.
Okay, you have been approved again. Okay, thank you. Next on the agenda is, let's see, where am I at? Number 2 would be 25-005728 Judges Court. Kevin and Maury Moutre are the property owners. Okay,
Hello again.
all right.
All right, so the applicant is requesting a variance to allow a 12 by 13 attached sunroom building addition to encroach in the rear yard setback. The required rear yard setback for this property is 25 feet, and the applicant is requesting an encroachment for up to 5.5 feet. There are viable alternatives that do not require variance. Shifted to the southern portion of the existing patio, the addition can be constructed if it was shortened to approximately 10 feet instead of 12. Alternatively, a 12 by 13 screened-in covered patio could be constructed in the proposed location, as only a 15-foot rear yard setback is required in such cases. And that is a specific exception that we have in the code for screened-in patio. So if like they were to do bug screening rather than glass, that would be allowed in this case. The applicant has not provided any information showing a hardship based on our criteria for evaluation. And since they're only able to meet one of the 5 criteria required, staff is recommending denial, and we have provided 4 findings for denial. However, if the board does decide to approve the variance, we do have 1 finding for that and a couple of conditions that we would recommend on that, one being HOA approval being required prior to the permit being issued, and 2, should the building addition fall into a state of disrepair or be removed, the variance shall be void.
Okay.
Any questions on this one?
I don't have any questions. Does anybody else on the board have any questions? No? Thank you. You did a good job again. All right. Was the owner wanting to come up and say anything on this?
I really have anything to add.
Okay. Well, if I could swear you in and you could,
Go ahead.
if anybody has any questions, we could answer.
Sure.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the information you're going to provide to us tonight is the truth?
Yes.
Okay. Please state your name and address for the record.
Mary Moutray, to
Okay.
Judges Court, O'Fallon.
Okay, thank you. What would you like to tell us?
Just that the lot is somewhat restrictive as far as placement of the existing patio pad that we have and the placement of this sunroom. It is only a 3-season sunroom. It does not have heat or air conditioning in it, so the windows will open, they'll be screened as well. So,
Okay. Does anybody on the board have any questions for her? No?
no questions?
Did you have a question, Latanya? What?
So with the hardship, with the diagnosis of skin cancer, how was that? Even with the, even if they shortened it, it still would.
Okay. Okay, no question. All right. Okay, well, thank you. Okay. Is there anybody else to speak for this tonight? I would like to. Okay, please come forward. Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the information you're going to provide to us tonight is the truth?
Yes, sir.
Please state your name and address for the record.
My name is Ted Dewell. My address is 209 Wesley Drive, Fenton, Missouri.
Okay.
And I just wanted to tell you a little bit about the product that we were putting in there. Timo is -- in North America. They're made from an extruded aluminum alloy, so it's not flammable. So there'd be really hard for it to catch on fire and jump to the neighbor's house. I know that's one of the reasons for an encroachment. The other thing is Kevin has been having some health problems, and although there's other places where we could put this sunroom, it's cost prohibitive because there's a sink in there for the kitchen. They'd have to move their kitchen to do it. The reason why we chose that spot is because there's access. The other spot where we could do it is a garage. It's unconditioned, so they'd have to rehab the whole garage to get a space. If we went smaller, then he's got some exercise, some rehab equipment that he won't fit in there. So that's what we're trying to do. I'm just trying to get him a space where he can do his rehab, get the sunshine that he needs, that he can't get out and get anymore. And then we do have HOA approval, and his neighbor is willing to send, the back neighbor is willing to send a letter that he's approved, he'd be willing, he doesn't have a problem with it either as well. So I just wanted to share that with you.
Okay. All right. Any other thing or any other questions from the board? No? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else speak for this agenda item tonight? I'm going to remind you, you're still under oath.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee or board. My name is Arnie C., AC Dinoff, City Public Advocate. This is a tough situation, and I understand the person's health issues. My heart goes out to that person, but you have to take into account our city code. You have to take into account fire codes. It is aluminum, but if you look at the overall picture on the satellite, it's the closeness of these pieces of property. So that's of what's concerned. And we can't affect or adversely affect other property owners, especially with possible sales and possible setbacks. The setbacks are there for everybody's property rights and to protect each individual property owner. As staff said, there are alternatives. I don't want to cost them any money, but there are all other alternatives, or they can make the project a little bit smaller. Instead of a 12 by 13, they can go to a 10 by 12 enclosed patio. And it would null and void the need for the application. It would be in compliance, and they would not be in defiant or against the city code, chapter 400.080, subsection D 4C, and the rear yard setback would be met. The staff recommendation I take to heart, and they have recommended no. This adversely affects the rights of adjacent property owners that must meet this requirement. And in my opinion, this is just unfair to other property owners. And so therefore, I have to go on record and be opposed to this variance. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay. Anybody else, any discussion on this agenda item? Okay, if we can vote, and we're having 5 votes, so we have 1 alternate, and so he won't be voting tonight, okay? So, thank you. Everybody please vote.
Voting's closed.
Okay, it did not pass. Okay, okay, thank you. All right, next we have on the agenda is item 25-006-883-475 Pearl Drive, Aldi Incorporated is the property owner. There we go.
Good evening once again. So this property is the Aldi distribution site. They are requesting an additional monument sign on this lot. Per the sign code, only 1 monument sign is allowed per lot. There are some exceptions, but none that would fall in this case. The primary purpose of this sign is going to be to direct traffic, and due to the size of the property, the second entrance that has been approved and will be constructed here very soon, and the large volume of truck traffic that goes through, staff believes the sign will be beneficial to the surrounding neighborhood, and we are recommending approval on this.
Okay, okay. But the extra entrance has been approved?
Yes.
And it's all in
Yes,
order?
correct.
Okay. All right, any questions for the staff? Okay. All right, perfect, thank you. Okay, is there anybody here to speak for this agenda item tonight?
Good evening. My name is George Grindstaff,
Okay,
and I'm live at 504 West Douglas, New Douglas, Illinois.
okay. Okay, thank you. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the information you're going to provide to us tonight is the truth?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. What would you like to tell us?
Well, this sign that's going in, it's not so much as a monument sign as directional traffic. They're concerned, the city was concerned about wanting this driveway super long for the truck traffic so they'd stay off of Pearl Drive as much as possible. Well, if without this sign, we're going to have traffic, automobiles going where the trucks are going to go, and possibly trucks where the automobiles are going to go, because of the fact that for the years that they had the truck entrance down where it was at previously. So they're trying to get some direction, more than a monument sign, they're trying to get some directional signage that's lit at night, so when these drivers come in at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, they can see where to turn in at. Mm-hmm. And that was the whole reason why they wanted to put this sign in.
Okay, yeah, because there's no parking on Pearl Drive,
No.
and I know it's a mess there.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, okay,
Yes.
all right.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Does anybody have any questions for the gentleman while he was up here? No? Okay, okay, thank you. Is there anybody else to speak for this agenda item? I remind you, you're still under oath, so go ahead, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. My name is Arnie C., AC Dinoff, City Public Advocate. I'm going to be supporting this application for the reason that this is a large piece of property. I wish staff would have put the acreage on here. I'm just looking through the notes to see if the acres are on here, but I believe, oh, here we go. It's an 82.18 acre site, and so it's a large piece of property. The trucks could get lost going through the original entrance, and so if it was a pole sign, I probably would be opposed to it. But since they're investing in a monument sign, either brick material or stone material, make it look attractive and try to enhance the neighborhood, I'm going to be supporting this endeavor. Hopefully the sign of the monument will be in compliance with our codified code, and I don't see if it's going to be a lit sign, but I would hope that they would light it, as many of these trucks come in on the overnight hours from 12 midnight until 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, and that's where the problems came, and I had to get MoDOT, the Missouri Department of Transportation, involved, and that's why you see so many signs on the exit and entrance ramp at 79 and Pearl Drive, and also on Pearl Drive. We just had a lot of congestion, and we had to hire off-duty police officers. Traffic safety was involved, and so kudos and my hat's off to all these for making an endeavor to make this a livable, better situation. I'm opposed to the $100 million bond issue that was given by the city, and the city leases it back to Aldi's, and they get some sort of tax abatement and sales tax exemption, which I'm opposed, and I just
Well,
won't
that's
go on
nothing to do with this.
Yeah, but I'm putting it
I
on.
know.
I'm putting it on the record. But I am supporting the monument sign, and I am opposed to any tax abatements or tax breaks for Aldi. Thank you.
Okay. Any discussion on the board? If not, I'll take a vote to approve or,
Voting's closed.
pardon? No, because he's abstaining because of the, we only do have 5 votes. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry, that was approved? Okay, thank you, it has been approved. Thank you. Okay, thank you.
It's 5 yes, 0 no's.
Okay, all right. Next on the agenda was, has been tabled, the 2 items until August. So that was in the approved agenda that we did tonight. So with that, it's time to adjourn. Any other discussion?
You'll need to a voice vote to table each of those items.
Okay, we'll have a voice vote to table all these 2 items until August. Okay?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes? Yes. Okay, we've got 6 yeses. Do we need to do it for the second one too? Okay, that was for the first one. Now this is for the second one. We're going to table that we approved on the agenda for tonight, so I need a yes vote on that if you're in agreement.
Yes.
Yes, 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 yes. 2 yeses 6 times. Okay?
6 yeses.
All right. We're going to adjourn for tonight. All right.